guys, it's Jackie. The other day I went out and did a bunch of spring activities, spring adjacent activities. My goal was to go out and just be out and try to feel spring. Where I live, it's really hot. Most of the time it's just winter to summer. We don't really get fall. We don't really get spring. If we do, they are very, very brief. Hardly experienced, hardly there. I'm not gonna lie, most of the time I just completely dismiss spring. I'm like, ugh. I love the aesthetics. I love pastels. I love Easter. But the season, I don't experience it. So I've kind of long put it from my mind and not really thought about it because I don't usually get that weather. However, this year, even though where I live, it's being very hot and cold, very hot day and then a freeze, in my mind, I'm going to tell myself it's spring. That's it. That's what I'm doing this year. I'm determined to experience spring. So I just went out and did some things that kind of felt like spring to me and just spent a day out and had fun. The first thing that we did was stop at Walgreens because we needed Advil because we are 30 or 40 years old. We had to make a pit stop for Advil, but I also got a Easter bunny. I tried the new Oreos and cream Easter bunny. It's very dark in color. It says it's dark chocolate, but it doesn't really taste like dark chocolate. Instead of a dark brown, it's more of a black color like Oreos. The inside is very creamy. So creamy, like pudding almost. It's like it's filled with pudding. Now, I love Oreos. I go crazy for anything Oreo flavor. I love Oreo pudding. I love pudding. But for some reason, I don't know if it was just on this day, it was so sweet. And that's crazy coming from me because I love the sweetest of sweets. If it's not going to make me sick, it's not enough. But that was almost too sweet to me. Like I said, this is really sweet. And my partner was like, what? I can't believe you're saying that. My partner thought it was pretty good too. Very different Easter bunny. I recommend trying it. That was a good way to kick off the day. Just have a little Easter bunny. Felt very spring. Little treat too. And then we stopped for coffee. My go-to is Sonic or McDonald's because it's kind of cheap-ish. At Sonic, I think it's like you can get a coffee for $2.99 or $3 about. And I have gone to Sonic for my coffee for a while now. I always get the French vanilla and I alternate between the caramel add-in or the chocolate syrup add-in, and both are delicious. It just depends on what I'm feeling that day, but usually it's caramel. But the chocolate sauce is pretty good too. So those are my go-to coffees if I'm not getting McDonald's coffee. So after having a little Easter bunny and having a little iced coffee, we decided to go to Lowe's. I wanted to do some plant shopping, even though it might have been a pretty bad day to do it because there was supposed to be a freeze that night. We went and just looked at everything, looked at the entire garden center. Well, most of it anyway. And I picked out a few plants to adopt and bring home. So now I have some plant babies that I am responsible for. And right when we got there, there was this giant, beautiful butterfly outside. I was like, this is the most spring thing ever. This is the most beautiful thing ever. This is a sign that we need to be out, just about, and enjoying being outside and enjoying some of the things we can get in the season. It was gorgeous. I don't know what kind it was. Giant. Had black tips, blue inlaid, and it was yellow. Absolutely gorgeous. And it was just not really scared of people. It was just sitting there on all the flowers. I think it might be called a yellow swallowtail, but I'm not sure. But it was just beautiful and it was really nice to see. It wasn't scared of anyone. It wasn't like super spooked or flying away. It was just there, sitting in the open, just really out there on display. So that was really nice, and that was a great way to get started on our plant hunt. So first we kind of checked out some vegetables. I was looking at tomatoes and I was considering getting a little tomato starter. I did grab one, but I ended up putting it back in the end because there were too many flowers I wanted. But I found this absolutely gorgeous flower that I really wanted. So beautiful. I think it's called a blue anemone. I have it sitting over on a shelf over there and it is just beautiful. I couldn't believe how pretty it was, how lovely the color was. I put it in the cart immediately. I don't know if it's a spring flower, but hopefully it does okay. There were so many pretty flowers to look at. I used to love going to Walmart and Lowe's with my mom in the outside garden center and just look at all the plants. And we used to choose some and take them home together and put them outside and care for them together. together. And I would go outside every day and take pictures of like little roses in their pots on my digital cameras, and I had cameras full just pictures of flowers and our flowers blooming. It was a really nice experience. So it was really nice to get back to that and just kind of wander around the garden center and look at everything in there. Even if you don't buy anything, it's just a lovely thing to do. There are pretty things to see. You're getting outside and you're seeing things that are very spring. If you're looking for things to do this spring, I definitely recommend this. I did pick up a succulent as well. I had such a hard time picking because they're all so beautiful and unique. They're all lovely, but they're even if they're the same type, they have different shapes and they're all so beautiful. I have not given her a name yet. I do need to name all of my plants. I completely forgot about that. That is something that I love to do, although it makes it hurt more if they don't survive because of my bad plant parenting skills. We kind of had a little bit of a dilemma getting them in the vehicle and figuring out a way to not make them all tip over and packing them in. So my partner had a great idea, very clever. We propped open the toolbox, the built-in toolbox under one of the fold-down seats with a thermal cup to prop the lid open. And then we put the smaller plants inside and held them in place so they wouldn't slide around with an empty McChicken carton. You never know what's going to come in handy and what's going to be useful. I was, not gonna lie, kind of impressed with this innovative solution. Then we went and picked up our kitty, our little baby. He's not a baby. He's an adult cat. A little skull and crossbones collar because he is very naughty. He's an orange cat. If you're a cat owner, you already know about the orange cats. They can be so bad, but they are so sweet and precious and adorable, and you have to love them. But they are not for the faint of heart. But I love my baby. We both love our baby, so we got him a cute new collar. Then we stopped in a local bookstore, used bookstore. They have DVDs, they have books, all kinds of things, and I got a little haul. I will show you them real quick. Got 1 DVD and 3 books. So even though you get a peek of them in the clip, let's go through them real quick. I got The Signal. I had never heard of this before, just found it randomly, and I was like, that sounds interesting. Sounded very original. Sounded like a little indie thing. It definitely has a little bit of a low budget, but the concept is very interesting, and it was very interesting to watch. Very different experience, and that's always what I'm looking for in movies, especially horror. So this was really enjoyable, and it has a lot of special features on it too. I have watched it, but I haven't watched all the special features, so I'm looking forward to doing that sometime soon. Just sitting down and watching them all the full way through will treat. It's not perfect, no movie is, but I definitely recommend it. It says, "Will leave you breathless" from Wes Craven, and it says, "A bloody blast from start to finish, refreshingly original." And it says, "This is not a test." Here's the bonus features disc. Always love that so much. Oh, it looks amazing. I can't wait to watch those. And it was a good movie. I'm glad this was a blind buy. I know I said I wasn't going to do that and I was going to refrain from that this year, but I have been rewarded almost every time. There's like one I got that I didn't like that I would get rid of. But then the rest were just a few books. They're not fiction, so I'm not sure if this will be very interesting. This one is Understanding the Enneagram, The Practical Guide to Personality Types. Dawn Richard Riso and Russ Hudson, authors of Personality Types. And this says that it is the revised edition. I don't know how old this is, but it kind of just goes over all the types, your sense of identity in being the type, what it means to how you relate to other people. If you already know about Enneagram and are into it, I think you already know pretty much what this would discuss. Talks about 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and then your secondary, your combination, and what this means about your personality and how you are influenced and how you influence others. I got this mostly because I wanted to understand my personality more and have a little more insight into how I operate and think about things in relation to others. And then I got this. It's called Think, Learn, Succeed. Understanding and Using Your Mind to Thrive at School, the Workplace, and Life by Dr. Caroline Leaf, bestselling author of Switch On Your Brain. It says, unlock your hidden potential. Our thought lives have incredible power over our mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. This book not only sounded interesting to me in concept, but it also has annotations in it. Somebody highlighted things in this and wrote notes in it, and then I was like, okay, I gotta have this. That is so special when you find a book where someone has done that, and not only do you get to read and experience what you think, you get to see someone else's thoughts at the same time. And these kinds of books especially, I think, are interesting to see someone else's point of view, because they're very much about thoughts, emotions, the way we perceive things, the systems under which we operate in our brains. So I'm really excited to read this one. It might sound a little weird just off the cuff, but I think it's basically about your emotional health and the way that you think, and kind of forcing yourself out of what you know and your comfort zone. And the science behind learning and retaining behaviors, I think. Didn't feel like one of those kind of success, how to blow up, how to be a big success books. It kind of just seems more like how to be successful at being the person you want to be. And then the last book I picked up, The Hair Pulling Problem. I do suffer from this myself. I am an eyelash puller. Recently, I have struggled with beginning to want to pull my eyebrows out. So that is an ongoing struggle that I have fought my entire life. So I thought this would be an interesting read. I think it is a little old and possibly outdated, but it is by a PhD. And he is also author of Obsessive Compulsive Disorders. I thought that he would have some important insights between OCD and this condition. I also have OCD. Maybe I could educate myself a little more, help me get an idea of what I'm dealing with. A must-have for anyone who has suffered in isolation. And then after our little book shopping trip, we went to Aldi and got some chocolates. I tried the dark chocolate spicy chili bar, and it was pretty good. It definitely just tastes like dark chocolate with spice. You feel it in the back of your throat. And it tasted even better when you put it in the freezer. I don't know how to explain it. That made it taste amazing. Because you got more of a chocolatey taste with the spice kind of throughout the whole thing, and it tastes much better that way, honestly. If you see that there, I definitely recommend you try it, but put it in the freezer first. I'd always wanted to try a spicy chocolate bar. That concept had always been interesting to me, and I love dark chocolate, so it was very fun to try that. It was a great day, filled with so many nice things. Great to be outdoors and outside and have some little treats as well. I definitely need to spend another day just out and about enjoying spring. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If there's anything you're doing for spring, or if you have any ideas, please let me know. I'd love to know what you guys are doing for spring. I have my own ideas for another time, but thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!